Yo guys, welcome to the last lap. Don't forget to drop a lovely, juicy 5-star rating if you're watching on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Hope you enjoy, and let's get into it.
All right, should we finish up with equal machinery?
Yeah. Let's get a bit of equal machinery going.
Now, if you don't know, this is the part of the end part of the show where we got a driver each. We're actually going to debate in their prime as well.
All right, sensational, yeah.
So we're not going to say if they were racing now. We're going to pick two drivers, and we have to argue as to why they are better than the other in their prime.
Yeah.
I can't actually see on the notes, so I think producer Lewis, you're going to have to shout out who's got what. All right.
Yeah.
So for me, you sent it over. Oh,
it's there. Oh, hello. I see. This is a good one.
Okay. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. So I've got prime Verstappen. I'm assuming you mean Max, not Jos. Because that'd be a lot more difficult.
Got on his hands.
And you've got prime Alonso.
Oh.
Amazon Prime Alonso.
Amazon Prime Fernando Alonso.
Right, let me get the timer up. Are you feeling confident?
I am. But the problem that I have when it comes to equal machinery, right, is my memory is so bad. So things just pass me. You know, when I was fighting for Hulkenberg and you're like, he didn't even mention Racing Point, I was like, I'm not going to lie, I forgot that didn't even existed. And that's the problem. So, yeah, we'll go for it. We'll go for it.
Do you want to go, or should I go first? I'm happy to go first because I feel like I'll go first.
Okay.
Because Max is like, his whole career is more fresh in the mind. So
yeah, it's here. It's right now.
Yeah. You've got to delve into the background knowledge of 2001 when he first jumped into.
Oh yeah, into Minardi. Yeah.
I remember that bit. So, all right. 1 minute as to why Max Verstappen is prime better than Fernando Alonso. You just have to look at the numbers, right? At 25 years of age, I think he's 25. He's got more wins. He's got equal championships to Vettel. He's got more podiums, I believe, as well. Max Verstappen, he came in it's illegal for a driver to come in as early as Max Verstappen did, right? And his first race in a Red Bull, he won. He's made like drivers who are proven to be top quality now in Pierre Gasly, in Sergio Perez, in Alex Albon, look like thoroughly mediocre, right? By completely like if you're putting up half a second or more on your teammate in qualifying, that's a really bad sign. He's doing this to established drivers. It's not just about him winning, him having a great car. It's that relative gap. And yes, Daniel Ricciardo pushed him closer because Daniel Ricciardo was incredible in that Red Bull, and Max still was able to assert himself enough in that team, which is all part of F1. It's not just about being a good racing driver. You have to be able to assert yourself in a team.
You're done.
And oh my God.
What did you even talk about in any of that? I'm not even going to lie.
Was that a minute?
I'm not even going to lie. I don't know what you even said during that. That was a minute.
Oh shit. I fucked that up, didn't I? I just usually no. You know what's that? You remember when we had Matt on a few weeks ago, and he was struggling so much with Piastri, and I remember that minute felt like
forever.
Half an hour.
Yeah, it was a long time.
So I was just like, doodling along. Oh my, okay.
You set it up really well. I just didn't get to the punchline.
I didn't dunk. You do all the hard work, and you get to the backboard.
Yeah.
And you just yeet. Like okay. I've not covered myself in through there. You've got a minute.
All right, to keep my eye on the clock.
Just whatever argument I was making.
I just looked at the phone, it was like 57. I was like, hang on a second. He hasn't said anything yet.
Right, go on, go.
All right, sensational. So, Fernando Alonso. First of all, didn't win as many races as Max Verstappen at the age that Max is, but that's purely because Max got into Formula 1 at a lot younger age. There's not much credibility to that. Came in, won 2 championships, stopped the domination of Michael Schumacher all on his own. No other driver in the early thousands was able to do that. Came in a Renault, slapped up the field, 2005 and in 2006. He drags the most out of any given car that he's able to. Probably would have finished 7th in the championship this season with Alpine if the car didn't blow up at multiple different opportunities. During the Sebastian Vettel era, he was quite clearly not in a car that was anywhere near as good as the Red Bull, and managed to take that Ferrari to heights that it shouldn't have been able to, at points where it was simply undrivable. Battered Felipe Massa, who I've just stated was one of the most underrated drivers ever, just but a segment ago, the entire way through that time, and probably deserved to have a championship extra during that time. Should have been 3.
That's such a more well-rounded argument than mine. It's like I thought I had 5 minutes, and
no, I hear it. Even that was quick. If I hadn't looked at the time, I definitely would have ran out.
No,
I started talking about Alpine. I was like, oh shit, no, I've only got 10 seconds to go.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. So that is what it is, all right? I'll concede defeat on that.
No, you know what it is, right? Because we need to decide whether we believed it, right? We need to guess each other's arguments as to whether I think you believe it.
Yeah.
Because you were
carried away.
You were setting yourself up, bro. You could have carried on for like 10 minutes there.
Yeah.
So the fact that you didn't even get everything into a minute, I think you believe what you were talking about.
Prime Max Verstappen, yes. I would pick Prime Max Verstappen over Prime Alonso. Yeah.
Why?
I just think that...
I feel that's controversial.
Yeah, I just think that... I think the one caveat to Alonso during a lot of his kind of career, and this has been talked about somewhat, is that... But then I suppose you could make this argument against Max, but I think Max has asserted himself in such a place that he can kind of, he feels confident enough that he can own this Red Bull team. Mm-hmm. Not obviously legally, but in terms of like, he can really set the standard, and he's asserted himself into a place where he can let his kind of ego come out a bit, and the team kind of fall into line because he's just that good.
Yeah.
And I think you look at times where, I guess maybe it's easier for Max because he's always, in his F1 career, he's always been that kind of lead figure, apart from alongside Ricciardo, where it did boil over, but he was able to assert enough that the team would just go all in on him.
Yeah, 1,000.
And Ricciardo felt that and decided that he didn't want to stay there anymore. I think with Alonso, where, you look at McLaren alongside Hamilton, that was a year where I don't feel that, I cannot imagine, and yes, look, this was an era where Lewis had loads of testing before he first jumped into that McLaren. But I can't see, and Lewis, unreal, I can't see any rookie coming in and getting close to Max in their first season. If a rookie jumped in Oscar Piastri, George Russell, Charles Leclerc in their first season alongside this prime Max Verstappen, because I feel like Alonso was, he just won 2 world titles.
Yeah. I
think that McLaren year is my biggest kind of caveat, I guess, because I think Lewis kind of, the whole situation, it kind of got to him and he allowed it to affect things where I think if he'd have, I just think that
if he'd have been stronger maybe mentally during that season and not let it get to him as much.
Yeah, in terms of talent, I think there's very little in it. Like, I would still maybe say Max, but like, I don't know. I really don't. But like, I just think, prime. Max is in his prime now. Maybe this is, recency bias. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just Max feels unbeatable at the minute.
Yeah. It's a really tough one because like, even in my mind, this argument as well, like, I don't even know whether Max is in his prime. Like, he might actually still get better. Which is frightening. Which is really concerning, I'm not going to lie. But if we're taking it as right now...
Yeah, because we know this is...
prime now. That was easily his most impressive season. The way that I look at it is, would the Alonso of like the Renault era and the Ferrari era have won the championship? But this is a very hard comparison because it's different eras. I know that, I realise that. But like, could I imagine Alonso dominating a championship like that?
But also I think as well, you've got I think the level of talent is stronger now than arguably it ever has been. Yeah. Because these drivers are more prepared than ever. They kind of start earlier. There's so much technology. There's so much. It's like when you're comparing Messi to Maradona.
Yeah, it's like football is just so different.
If you put them both together, Right, obviously, Messi's got a lot more fitness, like all that sports science stuff, and I think that's true for F1. Like, there's a lot more, you start early, there's a lot more technology, there's a lot more understanding of what is the perfect. So that's where I just think that, just by being as part of a different generation puts you at a disadvantage if you were to actually compare.
Yeah, 1,000.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like Max is just the fact that he started so early.
Yeah.
Like, illegally early now.
Literally.
It's not allowed now.
It was against the law.
Yeah, I just think that Max is If he wants it, I think, and he's dug his heels in at Red Bull. He's like, I want to be here till 2028 minimum. I feel like he could break a lot of Lewis's records. He could.
I think he could. Yeah. He started earlier. Yeah, like, I think it's. Oh God.
Go on, who you saying? Come on.
I don't know, because you've said a lot of things there, and now I'm kind of like I might have changed.
That's what I do. I say a lot of things without actually saying anything.
He does say a lot of things. He said a lot of things there, but
I built my career off of saying a lot without saying anything.
He's good. He's good at this. He's a professional.
Waffler. Come on.
I think as I was saying it, I believed in Alonso. I believed that I would I wholeheartedly believe in 2 years I will change my mind, or like in a year, even maybe at the end of this season I'll go, you know what, yeah, no, fuck it. But I just think also the longevity of ability over a period of time. I know we're talking about primes, but there was a prime for Alonso, right? If you,
it's hard to define his prime.
Yeah, you can't even, like, what season do you even pick from? Because there were so many.
Yeah.
You know, that first season at Renault, you got the second season at Renault. Yeah, sure, McLaren was a little bit of a disappointment, but then the entire Ferrari era you could go with, realistically, apart from probably the final season.
But 2012 is often
2012 is, even though he didn't win the championship, like, you've still got, like, so there's so many different points. Whereas with Max, we've got this season, which sure, was a runaway victory. He absolutely slapped Perez. I always do have that sort of thing in my mind. The Red Bull is kind of catered for him a little bit in terms of his driving style to an extent. That's, again, a lot of the reason why not a lot of the reason, that's inflammatory, but it's part of the reason why I ended up slapping Gasly and Albon is he just couldn't drive the car. Yeah, it wasn't even a thing of like, and yes, he has the ability and skill level
to extract performance
out of a very difficult car to drive. But that's also, it caters to his driving style ultimately. You know, if you put him and Gasly maybe in a Mercedes, maybe you wouldn't have had that much of a big gap. It would have still been domination, but it wouldn't have been like a second a lap like it was then, because Gasly just couldn't drive the car.
I think, with the Red Bull, you need more. You're asking more from the driver to extract to the ceiling.
1,000, yeah.
And I think that's whereas the Mercedes, you're asking, because it was, historically anyway, it was a more low rake, long wheelbase, all that. Understeering. Yeah. Come on, you haven't given, like, come on. You can't keep delaying, bruv.
I can, and I will. I'm gonna say I did, because in that moment I believed. I was like, I hear Fernando Alonso, but that might change by the end of the season. I'm not gonna lie.
So Alonso.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alonso for now.
Well done. We got there in the end. Fucking hell.
I'm a fence sitter, professional fence sitter.
No, but you know what? Actually, I think the moral of this story, I can't think of more exciting made up driver pairings than Verstappen Alonso.
Wow, fireworks.
Imagine Verstappen Alonso.
Gunter Steiner as team principal. Carnage, lad. Carnage.
All right, mate, let's wrap it there.
Yeah. What do you think as well? Down in the comment section, let us know. Who would you take in equal machinery? Max Verstappen or Fernando Alonso in their primes?
Good luck.
In their primes.
And don't pretend like, it's clearly one or the other. It's Miles Alonso. Yeah. No, they're both incredible. They're both ridiculously good. It would be so close.